I'm in the backyard. This could possibly be the last videos you guys see me make here. We're moving this weekend. We got a sweet little spot. The Empire grows a bit larger. Upgrade, nestled right up against some gorgeous mountains. Spooky little town, like a super man of letters town. I'm stoked. Definitely stoked. Thought I'd come out here and make a fire. Enjoy myself a bit. I'll give you guys a better view here. Just wanted to say thank you guys kindly for supporting 2021. Can you guys believe I've been in this spot for a year, and some of you guys have been holding it down longer than that. It's crazy how time flies. Just want to give you a thoughtful thank you for the Patreon subscribers. You guys know I haven't spent $1 of the Patreon. I'm saving it up for something special. I don't know what, but it's gonna be going to growing something something beautiful and fantastic, and I'm stoked. So thank you guys for supporting the Patreon. Thank you guys for shopping at the Etsy shop, slanging candles, slanging the herbs, slanging the plants and the magic seeds and the magic beans and shit. Yeah. So if you guys would like to keep helping out, shit, I'll drop the links in the description. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm stoked. I'm a little sad. It's always sad leaving a spot, you know, but it is what it is. And yeah, 2021 is gonna be. You want my prediction? Check this out. I was standing outside the other day, and I swear to God, I must have seen 5 or 6. I'm calling them UFOs. I'm not saying there were things flying that were from another planet called Cirxorius Quadrant 559900. I'm just saying that there were some wild ass things flying across the sky. They looked like it was a star. It wasn't plain. It was as bright and stable and solid as a star, but it moved. And so it's moving there. I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's one of those Tesla satellites. And I'm like, well, the Tesla satellites are tiny. I've seen the Tesla satellites. They're super faint and they move. You can tell they're satellites. These things look like stars. Got up, packed a bag, and they were like, homies, march out. And there's one went by. Mind you, they're not flying breakneck speeds, you know what I mean? I've seen the ones that hook a 90-degree angle and zip off across the entire sky in half a second. It was like not that fast, but it still covered the entire night sky, from starting from the west going to east. It must have crossed the whole sky in about 20-25 seconds. And I've seen planes fly this high, and I'm staring at them for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. Anyhow, there were 6 of them, and they were in a perfect line. A perfect line. And one comes in, and the other, it takes off, and then 3 more behind it, and they're moving but they cover the whole, everything you could see. I saw them come up on the horizon. I saw them disappear on the other horizon. Just as bright from start to finish. It wasn't like they dimmed. Anywho, dude, you guys tell me. Basically, long story short, I saw a fucking UFO. So I'm gonna channel you what the UFOs people told me. I said, Keith, 2021. They said, you ready for this? And I said, yeah. I said, are you sure? I said, yeah. I said, what if it's all doom and gloom? And I said, fuck. I said, all right, you ready? And I was like, yeah. And he said, 2021 is going to be verbatim exactly what you work it out to be. And I was like, yo, that's the fucking weakest. Like, you traveled all the way from wherever the hell in the universe from. And they're going to go, well, first of all, no, Keith, we actually traveled through the universe. We're interdimensional creatures. We actually don't even exist in your universe or something far beyond that. And I was like, oh, fuck, all right. Anyway. They said when there's darkness, it's the best opportunity to grab something useful for the future. It's like chaos is powerful. You can associate chaos with the feminine. You can associate it with like the potential. It's pure potential. And so, as the world breaks down, and it will, as the world starts to break down, it starts to release, like that combustion engine over there, it starts to release energy. The only thing is the energy is chaotic. And just like the feminine, if you don't know how to control that chaos, then you will become part of it. You will be transformed by the chaos. You will be destroyed yourself. But if you can sort of stand your ground, if you will, if you can sort of polarize, what's that word, polarize? If you can polarize yourself to the desired outcome, you can find yourself having tendencies to not be overtaken by the swing of things. I'll try to give you a loose example. Think the stock market crash. The stock market crash wasn't bad for Wall Street. Not really. Because all the Wall Street goons who manipulate the stock market in the first place sell before the market crashes because they have inside information that they get away with all the time, but that's a different story. So they have inside information, and they're able to capitalize on the energy release of the stock market crash. So they're able to cash out, and they didn't lose money because they cashed out. So what happened was they started utilizing the chaos. They started restructuring money, land, businesses, real estate. They were able to reinvest their money that they cashed out on while things were dirt cheap, while houses were dirt cheap, while real estate was dirt cheap, because they were able to polarize themselves in financial abundance, monetary abundance. They polarize it. So see, these laws aren't about good or evil. Anyone can use them. But they polarize themselves into that existence of monetary abundance. And they're able to make use of the chaos. Now we have to sort of do that sort of same thing. Now it's just a flash forward 2021. We have our own collapse, our own sort of collapse. But remember, as above, so below, all collapses must operate the same, because all things correspond to each other. The only thing that varies is the degree to which they manifest. So we must use the inside information that we've gathered, all the work you done been doing these years, however that shows up. And now invite you to another story from the Midnight Society. You guys remember that show? Sorry, transmission got cut off. The aliens must be busy right now. Hold on. New transmission says Keith, put more fire-owned wood. Aye, Captain. Got it. Where was I? Utilizing the chaos. Why am I not using the best example that's sitting right in front of us? All right, check this out. Got wood. Now wood is basically captured sunlight. Sun hits the leaf. The leaf uses the energy from the sunlight and converts it to chemical energy via photosynthesis, right? You guys have learned what's happening. Now the energy from the sun that's converted to chemical energy is stored inside of the plant. That's how the plant functions and operates off of the energy of the sun. But you take fire, you take heat, right? Heat has a tendency to distill things. That's why we distill essential oils with steam. Anywho, you get it hot enough, and it catches on fire. So it catches on fire, and what happens? The fire consumes the material, the etheric, right? That fire is it's not. There's no solid form to fire. It's pure energy. It's pure chaos. But it's being released. So you had the energy in a masculine, or we'll forget gender. We'll say you have sun, it gets captured, becomes a lock. Now, what man has learned to do, human has learned to do, is again capture the energy, and that's what a combustion engine is. A combustion engine is a whole bunch of little explosions going off inside your engine, but the explosions are contained, and the energy from those explosions that are contained drive the pistons, drives the gears and the cranks, drives your drive shaft, and it moves your car. Because you're able to capture the chaos. You're able to find a way, okay, again, you have your very solid form as wood. It's collapsing into energy, into carbon dioxide, its constituent carbon monoxide. All of its parts are being released into the air. Carbon's all being released back into the formless. You got to be careful, or no, fuck careful. We have to be excited. We have to be stoked on finding new ways of fun ways, interesting ways, worthwhile ways, world changing. It's just your day changing, like your day changing. Start capturing that power. Light a match instead of cursing the darkness. Look how beautiful this fire is. This goddamn fire is only this beautiful because it's so dark outside. That fucking, it's like black, and then just bright fire comes out. The contrast of life is what makes it beautiful. That's why photographers that's why you crank up the contrast in your friggin' Instagram pictures, because when you define the edges of a thing, that thing pops out more. It becomes more apparent, more understood, more realized. But the stark contrasts are sometimes not fun at all. Sometimes they show up like a scandemic, you know what I mean? Excuse me. Yeah, sometimes it shows up as a goddamn scamdemic, and but again, I mean, you guys are fucking sorcerers, druids, shamans, like techno druids, mermaids, indigo starseed children, what are those, praying manti, energy power, bug people, bugs, you bunch of bugs, a bug's life. It's fucking bug's life out here, you guys, is what I'm trying to get at. What I'm saying. It's goddamn bug's life out here. We sing songs, we merry make, and in the pitch, in the black of night, we gather around the fire. We get cozy, we cuddle up, we laugh, we share our stories, we drink a beer or tea, whatever, and we tell stories. Sitting with our light in the middle of darkness. And we acknowledge how much it fucking sucks. And we acknowledge how dope it is at the same time. And we marvel at how great we want to make the world with all the things we want to do and accomplish. And we marvel at our capacity to be happy and content with doing absolutely nothing but sitting next to the fire with the homies. Or solo. Fuck the homies. I mean, sometimes the homies are busy. Sometimes you're busy. Why can't you just chill with yourself? There's beauty in it all, is what I'm getting at. All of it. All of it has its own sort of brilliance. Equally, it all has its own terrors and fucking darknesses. And you cannot, the brighter the light, baby, the darker the shadow gonna be. But if we can sort of place our mind and our eyes outside of the duality, understand that we exist in it, but understand that we can also perceive outside of it. It's the both here and not that we always talk about, is it not? Honor the dead, weep for the dead. And acknowledge the light. Look towards the light. Find something to be stoked on. It doesn't have to be building a pyramid. It can be sitting next to the fire twice a week. It's like, hey, what did you do for yourself? Think about it. Like, hey, what did you do for yourself in 2021? Some guy's like, oh, I worked super hard every day. I grinded. And I worked. I took one break off, and I took one, and I felt so bad that I didn't even take a break after. I worked hard, baby. And then you ask somebody else, you say, hey, what did you do for yourself in 2021? Like, I made myself slow the fuck down twice a week. Every Sunday and every Wednesday. Sunday and Wednesday. Sat outside next to the fire. I read a book, drank some tea, smoked some bowls. I must have, what is that, 52 on those? And I did that 104 times last year. 104 times. I smelled the fire, had my feet in the earth. I looked at the stars, saw the fucking moon travel across the sky. I saw the depth of the universe. I breathed my own breath of my own volition on purpose. On fucking purpose. As often as I could. Because I've done it all, you guys. I've worked fucking my ass off around the clock. Worked hard, grinded during the day, stayed up late at night, woke up early to do all that fun. Jobs. It's self-help, like all of it. And I've done none of it. I've been a total bum and not done shit, but like gone on walks on the beach. Listened to music, lived week to week on a paycheck. Eating hella couple noodles and shit. But loving it. But absolutely adoring it. And what they're telling me, at least tonight, is you gotta find that balance. You gotta find it soon. Between making that push and giving yourself some real sweet R&R, purposeful, genuine ass, sincere ass R&R. and pushing and fucking working and coalescing the ether of the fucking chaos and making it into something useful, whether it's your business or whether it's moving somewhere, capitalizing on certain things. Like, come on, baby, come on. It's if you haven't found out, if you haven't come to the realization yet that the times we're living in are unlike any other fucking time in hundreds of years, you guys, hundreds of years. 100 years ago, people were riding horses, you guys. We fucking got robots on Mars. You guys don't get that. Supercomputers and AI technology, you don't understand how fucking far we've come. Or like people were riding horses for thousands of years. Forever. Forever, all of human history. You happen to be living in the one part of human history where we're not. Not only are we not riding horses, but we're on fucking Mars. Like, yo. For those of you who make it out, like, look, it's going to be dark. No matter what age you're in. 100 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years, there's always going to be demons. Shit, you're always going to be around, aren't you? Every single level you go, there's going to be demons, there's going to be darkness, there's going to be corruption. Like, it's just, welcome to third dimension, baby. Learn how to play the rules, so the rules don't play you. Be the chess player, not the chess piece. The chess player understands that it's a game, and because they're able to move the pieces accordingly. Just follow the rules of the game. It's as simple as that. But if you think you're the rook, if you think you're the queen, you're only going to move in a certain direction. Off limited. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be dope. Like I said, I have a move coming up this weekend. Sign the lease right after Mercury RX. So we're sitting pretty. I'm stoked. The empire grows, at least on my end. Like I said, find it, coalesce it, baby. And you too can sit next to a fire like this. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. Talk to you guys soon, alright? Peace out.